Hello everyone, in this video I'll be doing a top 100 cartoon characters of all time tier list. So we got some great contestants here today, and we're going to be doing a full tier list ranking all 100 of these characters. Some very familiar faces here. So starting off first, we got Charlie Brown, and I think Charlie Brown is a pretty good TV series. They have some of the best holiday movies. One of my favorite Christmas albums is the Charlie Brown Christmas album. So I think that Charlie Brown is good. I don't think it belongs in the S tier and maybe not in the A tier. So I'm going to settle with the B tier here. And you can see all the other people's votes here by percentage. So I'm trying not to look at that whenever I pick the character and just use my own kind of thoughts. So feel free to leave a comment below with any of your thoughts on these characters. But starting off, Charlie Brown, we're putting you in the B tier. So we'll next move on to Garfield. Garfield is actually a pretty cool character because there's comics, and I used to be a really big fan of the comics when I was growing up. I think Garfield, I didn't see the newest movie with Chris Pratt, but I think people generally liked it, so I feel like Garfield is a great character, but I'm also going to put Garfield in the B tier. I feel similar about Garfield as I do Charlie Brown. I might even like Charlie Brown a bit more, so I want to put in the B tier. Failed to fetch. There we go. Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Great choice here. So I think Leonardo is a solid one. There's been multiple different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. I think there's 5 major ones with different animation, and Leonardo's always the coolest character. So I feel like he's a strong lead and a good cast, but I'm also not the biggest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, but Leonardo is my favorite. So I might put them also maybe A tier. I really liked one of the series. I think it was one of the 1990s series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, yeah, we'll put them in the A. We'll put Leonardo in the A tier. Next, we got Optimus Prime. Across all generations of Optimus Prime, he's cool. I remember having a toy of Optimus Prime as a child, and I really liked it. I think Optimus Prime deserves some respect. I'm not going to put him up into the S tier, but I'm going to put him in the A tier. I think Optimus Prime, if you're not a fan of Transformers movies, you'll probably not like them, but I'll put him in the A tier. If it'll work. This does take a moment because this is a live poll, so there we go. He-Man. I really liked the show growing up, but I don't feel any special attachment to it, I guess. This was popular in memes with the, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. So I feel like it does deserve some respect. He-Man's a pretty funny show. I'm going to go with B tier for this one. And next we got Thundercats. This is a funny show. I didn't watch too much of it, but I am aware. I don't want to put it in a lower tier, so I might just put them in don't know because I don't really have a strong opinion on Thundercats. I just know it was an interesting show back then. If anyone's watched that, please feel free to chime in. Scrooge McDuck. Okay, this is a solid one. Looney Tunes is a classic. I feel like Scrooge McDuck and the nephews were pretty solid. There's a lot of media around this kind of stuff, so I'll put it in the A tier. I feel like any time that I watch like a movie with these characters in it, I always found it to be a fun time. So yeah, I'll put it A tier. A tier. Simpsons. Homer Simpson. Fun fact, my first word was dope. So yeah, I'm a big Simpsons fan. I really like that show. I watched it when I was really young, and yeah, I grew up with that show. So S tier. And then follow it back up, Peter Griffin. This is funny, but I got into Fortnite because Peter Griffin got added to the game, and I thought that was hilarious. And it is. It's hard to play as him because he's buff in the game, but Peter Griffin, S tier easily. South Park, Cartman. Yeah, I really like South Park. It's a funny show. I feel like their parodies are great too. Most recently, their Prime and the Cred drink. I thought that was a pretty funny episode. So S tier for Cartman. I feel like when you think of cartoons, like more on the offensive side of things, but I still think the South Park is an amazing show. So Mickey Mouse. I feel like Mickey Mouse is like the most iconic cartoon character. I should put in the S tier because of that, because I feel like everyone's watched Mickey Mouse. If you're growing up in like North America, I feel like you have to see something Disney related, and Mickey Mouse is the front runner of that. So S tier. Fry from Futurama. I feel like Futurama is a great show, and very trippy. Like Fry is his own grandfather. I won't get into it. That show is very similar to The Simpsons, but I feel like I put it in the A tier. Maybe just I'm just the hugest fan of Futurama. Still think it's a great show though. Rick from Rick and Morty, great show. I think this is pretty funny. They did change the voice actor recently. Haven't really watched it lately, but I used to watch Rick and Morty a while back, and I thought it was a pretty funny show. So I think I'll put it in A tier as well. I don't want to put it in the S tier. Rick and Morty is funny, but it's not for everyone. BoJack Horseman. I watched a little bit of the show. It's pretty funny, so I think that I could put BoJack probably in the B tier. These rankings are tricky. Space Ghost. This is interesting. This show is from the 1960s, and I see a lot of people don't know. Kind of was modeled after like Batman, just without ears, and pretty funny. I think this show is good. I've watched a little bit of it, and most people don't know of it, so I'm gonna go B tier. Next we got Batman, and Batman. I don't know if you watched this one in particular growing up, but yeah, Batman is one of the most iconic superheroes. Next we got Superman, so I got the whole list there. I think Batman definitely goes in the S tier. I used to really like watching Batman growing up, and yeah, I consider it to be a good show. Alongside Superman, I would also probably say, growing up, I really like superhero type movies, and Batman and Superman, I feel like had some of the most classic old style cartoons. Like when you think of Saturday morning cartoons, like you're probably going to see one of these two on there. So yeah, S tier. Dexter's Laboratory. This is a really good show. Honestly, I liked this show growing up, so I'm probably gonna go with A tier for Dexter's Lab. Really funny show, and I feel like yeah, there's a lot I could say about it. Very similar to Jimmy Neutron, which is another show that I think is a little bit better than this, but we'll go A tier. Johnny Bravo. I really like Johnny Bravo. This is a funny show growing up. The way he talks is funny. Oh, mama. Like I really liked this show growing up, so I'm gonna go with the A tier. So this one is cow. I need to search image. Chicken cow. Cow and chicken. Right? Yeah. A lot of people don't know this one. I remember seeing it growing up, and it was pretty funny. I'm going to put I don't know because I don't have vivid memories of it. I just remember seeing it. It's like the classic goofy looking cartoons in the morning. It's kind of gross. I'm going to go don't know. Powerpuff Girls. I would say Powerpuff Girls are a pretty solid show. This is tough. I'm not putting any in the C tier. I watch Powerpuff Girls, Mojo Jojo, the really tall girl. I like the show. I'm probably going to go B tier. Bugs Bunny. Oh, he's an iconic cartoon character. The amount of Looney Tunes that I've watched growing up, gotta go S tier for that. Ed, Edd and Eddy. I'm surprised not a lot of people know Ed, Edd and Eddy. I used to find this show pretty funny. There's three Eds. They're kind of dumb. It's just a kind of like a silly cartoon in the morning. I'll put it B tier. We'll go B tier. Courage the Cowardly Dog. This show scared the crap out of me growing up because there's so many scenes that are just like jump scare eldritch horror. Like there's many times on the show where it got a little too real, and I still think it's a pretty funny show. Courage the Cowardly Dog. I used to watch it when I was really young, and it was like actually kind of scary. I want to go B tier because it's tough. I started strong with Charlie Brown and B tier, so Samurai Jack. I really like this show, honestly. I don't have any super vivid memories of it, but I did watch it growing up, and I remember enjoying it and thinking it was a pretty, like, he was a cool protagonist, so I'm going to go B tier as well, just because I kind of set the bar with Charlie Brown, so, yeah. Okay, this Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was such a funny show. The Grim Reaper here, Jamaican voice actor, amazing, did a really good job with this, and it made the show iconic. I really like this show a lot, and I thought it was funny too. It's kind of like having the Grim Reaper as like a protagonist is, like it's an interesting, I guess he's not, I don't know who I'd consider a protagonist, but for considering him, yeah, he's awesome. I would go A tier. Codename Kid Next Door. This is funny. They used to make cards for this. I remember you could get them at the dollar store, and like they were cheaper than Pokemon cards, which I also had a really big enjoyment of. So I used to buy these. This is tough. Codename Kids Next Door was a pretty decent show, though. I did watch it quite a bit growing up, so I will go with the B tier. Ahsoka. I like the Star Wars Clone Wars. This is the animated one. I didn't watch it, so I feel like this is tough for me to judge. I did watch a lot of Star Wars growing up. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and yeah, I haven't watched the Acolyte that just came out, but I also haven't watched the Ahsoka show, so I can't really comment on that. So much for being a Star Wars fan, I guess. I just haven't caught up to date with many of their latest shows, but this is a tricky one because I did watch a lot of Star Wars. I was just a big Obi-Wan Kenobi fan and Anakin, so this is tough. I don't want to put someone in the C tier. I might, because I don't know. I feel like this is tough. As a Star Wars fan, this is tough. I want to go C tier. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I think that, yeah, Blue. This guy's name is Blue. This show was really funny. Wow, this is a throwback. I looked at some of these beforehand. I was like, really like, whoa. This is another one that's got me like, whoa. I used to watch this show a lot. I would say just as much as The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. So I would say he's A tier. I really found the show to be funny. Yeah, I really enjoyed this show. I'm gonna go A tier. This show is called. Oh, it's kind of. This was another goofy show like the cow. Let me just find this one here. Yeah, Camp Laszlo. I remember watching this a bit. This show is actually pretty funny. Don't remember a whole lot about it. I did watch it quite a bit, so for that, I want to put it in the C tier. I feel like it was funny, but not enough to be very. I can't remember a single episode, so C tier. My gym partner was a monkey. This is another show. Like I watched it a lot. I just remember he had a little monkey guy. I don't remember a lot from the show, and I watched it a lot. So kind of same with the Camp Laszlo. Like this protagonist, not that great. So C tier. I wish I could go back, put D tier. Ben 10. Ben 10 was pretty good. I was a fan. I guess like as a kid. I see he's got a lot of S tier, but I wasn't like fanatical about Ben 10. So I don't know. I don't want to put him in the C tier, so I'm gonna put him B tier because I feel like I was just getting a little older whenever this show was getting popular. I did watch a bit of it, but never got super into like some of the other shows. So probably like no, I might even put a C tier. It didn't grab me as much as like some of these choices I put in B tier. So I know some people really like Ben 10. I just feel like I might have been a little bit. It might have been out of my like cartoon watching days a bit. So just my own personal take. And Popeye, great show. This is a really old classic one. Popeye's been redone so many times because he's just an iconic character. He eats spinach and then he goes boop. So I have to put Popeye in the B tier. I really liked the show growing up, and I had a Bluto plush, I remember, growing up. So, yeah, B tier. Chowder from... Nope. This is Kimchi from Chowder. This show is interesting, but again, similar to the other C tier, not enough to remember exactly what happened in that show. I did watch it. Can't tell you. I know he wanted to be a chef or something. C tier to D tier. We'll put our first D tier. I seen the show so often, I can't remember a thing about it. Flapjack, the marvelous misadventures of Flapjack. This was like this show, but a little bit better. I don't think it's enough to go into the B tier, so I'm gonna go C tier. This is a funky, dark, like it was like, I don't know. After watching this, I felt like grimy, like I had to take a shower. But it was like about like this wharf, and it was just I don't know, grimy. I'm gonna go C tier. Adventure Time. I really liked Adventure Time. This was, again, another show similar to like Ben 10 that was getting popular more as I was getting older, but I felt like it had more mature themes, so I still found I was enjoying this and didn't feel like a kid when I was watching it. The lemon grabs are hilarious. I feel like I could watch this show today and it would be like some of these shows, so... Yeah, Adventure Time's a weird one because as I got older, this is one of the ones that I considered to be a cool TV show that if I saw it, I wouldn't shy away from it. I might go A tier. I'll go A tier. Childish Gambino, musician, is in that show. Pretty cool. This one, I see a lot of people don't know. I know this guy. It's General Rex or something. I don't know. I remember seeing this, but not. I'm gonna go. I don't know. I've seen this show, but I'm just gonna put. I don't know. Not Adventure Time. Oh, geez, this show, the regular show. Similar to Adventure Time, this is a show that this one's more adult, and it's very similar to Adventure Time actually. I watched the show quite a bit. I don't know how I blanked on the name, but Mordecai here, yeah, even Tyler the Creator was on this show. Like they have some pretty, and Childish Gambino. They have some pretty cool episodes, and there's all like whenever you watch the show, it's not regular. The stuff that happens is quite wild. I see a lot of people put them in S tier. I kind of want to because no, I'll put them in A tier. Funny show. I recommend that one. That one's a good cartoon. It's more adult, I guess, than the others, or not some of the others, but yeah. This one, I wanted to search image. I know it. Uncle Grandpa. I've never watched this show that much to really say much about it, but I did see it growing up, so I might go with the same with the Chowder, just don't know it enough. And I feel like that's a weird protagonist, so same thing. I know this, we'll search image. This is Clarence. I want to put Clarence in the D tier because same thing. Just if I've seen it a few times and it didn't grab me, don't know. I'm going to put for respectable shows, I guess. Total Drama Island. I don't know if really he's a main character. There's like a lot of main characters. This show's great. I really like the show 16 and this show. So Total Drama Island, and there's Total Drama something else. There's like a spin-off, and I like the show. I'll put it in the B tier. I feel like I watched this quite a bit. Close to A tier, but B tier. Teen Titans. I used to watch quite a bit of Teen Titans. Not as much as like Batman or like a Superman, but I like Teen Titans. There's a certain run of it that I like. There's a few different types of Teen Titans. I'll probably go B tier because I did like this show quite a bit, but just not as much as some of the other shows, I guess. Tweety Bird, or no, you never find this one. I know this one. What is this? It's not even giving me a name. Popeye. This it's not Popeye. I can't remember this for the life of me. Woody Woodpecker. Yes, this is a classic. I had a cup of Woody Woodpecker growing up, and I used to really like it. I think that this is. I'll go B tier just because I couldn't remember the name of it. But Woody Woodpecker, iconic. Tom and Jerry. This is another show that's iconic. I got to put them in the A tier. I feel like if I ever saw this show growing up, I always wanted to just watch it because I thought it was really funny. So, yeah, easy A tier. This is Gumball or something. I see a lot of 51% S tier. I can't put disrespect on it. I'm going to go don't know. I don't want to put in D tier. Fred Flintstone. This is another B tier. I really like the Flintstones. Their vitamins growing up helped me grow to be 6'2". I'm putting them in the B tier. The Jetsons. This is a good show. It was like the futuristic version of the Flintstones. I liked it, actually. I'm going to go put B tier. I was thinking C tier, but I think it was a decent show. I just didn't... His boy, Roy. Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear is pretty classic. Yeah, Yogi Bear is a good one. I can't put it below. Yeah, I'll go B tier. Scooby-Doo, classic. I really like Scooby-Doo growing up. They did a good job at the show. It was like a mystery, like solving mysteries, but always done really well. I see 58% S tier. I'm going to go A tier because I really like Scooby-Doo. It's funny they considered him. I guess the show's named after him. But the main protagonist is probably Fred or Shaggy. I don't know how you look at it, but I'm going to go A tier. Iconic. Felix the Cat. Felix is like an icon. I really like the Felix the Cat. It's such an old show. It's like the Rubber Hose cartoons. I'm gonna go B tier because I like Felix the Cat. It's similar. Like I can only picture a few episodes in my head, but they were classic. I like this show. When I was a kid, I just couldn't find Felix as much as I wanted to. I know that he was a cool like cartoon character. I'll go B tier. This one is, I've watched this. This is actually a good show. What's this called? Static Shock. Right. This is actually a pretty funny, or not funny, but it touched on really good tones. It's like a superhero. I'm going to go B tier. It was a solid show. I think it's a good one. Iconic. Steven Universe. I don't know. This is not one that I watched a whole lot of. So I think I have to go don't know because I don't want to disrespect it in case it's a good show. Really don't know with this one. I've never seen this character before in my life. Doug, I think. Nick Jr. Doug, yeah, Doug, yep. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go C tier. This is like one that didn't grab me because I've seen this so many times. C tier. The Rugrats. I think the Rugrats was a good show. There's one episode when I was a kid that freaked me out though. They were in a amusement park, and it was shaped like a body, and then it got stuck in the body, and it just freaked me out. And yeah, that was one of the first times I was scared when I was young. So B tier. This one is weird. No, what is it called? Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy. I feel like some people really like this show. I'm gonna actually go D tier because I remember this used to freak me out. Don't know. Similar animation style. I've seen it, but I just don't know. Hey Arnold. This is a pretty good show. I used to really like Hey Arnold. I watched it a lot. I remember Burger King once had toys of Hey Arnold, so we're gonna go with the good old fashioned B tier. Good classic cartoon. I've seen this one. I've watched it. I don't even know what the name is. I'm gonna find it for you guys. Norbert Beaver. Norb and yeah, I don't know. I've seen it, but I haven't watched it. I don't want to disrespect. We also show off the full list at the end. Cat Dog. This show is really funky. I might go C tier because I feel like it could be a decent show, but I'll go C tier. This is they should have shown her dad. I can't remember. The Wild Adventures of the Fizzleberries or something. Funny. It was a funny show, but I don't think this. If we're going with protagonists, I'll keep it true to. I'm gonna go D tier. SpongeBob, 66%. This is an easy S tier. I want to talk a little bit about SpongeBob. This show is incredible, and it's still going strong. SpongeBob, I feel like, is like Bugs Bunny was an iconic character for a long time. SpongeBob was for the early 2000s. I remember anytime SpongeBob was on, I had to watch it. I just had to watch it. So easy S tier. Invader Zim. Never really got hooked on this show. I know some people really like it, but I'm going with my guts here for shows that I've seen multiple times and just can't care about or didn't care about much as a kid. I'm going to go with a lower tier just because keep it balanced. I got to keep that bell curve. So I'm going to go D tier because I've seen that show a lot. Timmy Turner. I feel like Fairly Odd Parents is an iconic show as well. It's close to S tier for me. I really want to put it S tier. It's tough because I feel like it should go alongside some of these others here. Like Adventure Time. Yeah, I did watch Fairly Odd Parents quite a bit, and it was one of my favorite shows growing up. So I actually have to say Timmy Turner. I actually had a cat named Timmy Turner at one point in my life. So yeah, we got to go S tier. This is a show that I've watched at a time in my life. What is it called? Rudy to Booty. Rudy to Booty. Yeah, what is this show? Chalk World, I think. Right, Chalk World. Something like that, yeah. A lot of people put I don't know, but I did watch this. I remember a long time ago. I'm going to put it in the C tier because I feel like I think I liked it. Like, I like it probably enough to be a B tier, but I'm going to go C tier just because I do know the show and I used to watch it a lot. Jimmy Neutron. I would say Jimmy Neutron's like a lesser Timmy Turner. I really liked Jimmy Neutron growing up. As I said, it's like Dexter, but I felt like it was a little bit better. I guess we're running low on characters, so I could put it in the S tier, but I'm going to put it in the A tier. Timmy Turner was just a better show, and they had a crossover actually between these two shows, so A tier. I really like this show too. My Teenage Daughter, the Robot, I think it was. It was an interesting one because it was like her daughter was in my life as a teenage robot. Yeah, this was on YTV all the time. I really like this show. I think I'm gonna put this in the A tier as well. Anytime I've seen this, it was an interesting show, cool animation style. And it was kind of like felt like superhero-y, but also like try to be relatable because it's about teenagers. As a kid, this was a good show. A tier. Danny Phantom. I really like this show. It's similar in vein to like Timmy Turner in Fairly Odd Parents or Jimmy Neutron. I feel like these shows were YTV's like goats. He's basically like a superhero. He can turn into a ghost. Very similar to very similar animation style to Fairly Odd Parents, and I'll go A tier for that. I really like that show. Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is a classic TV show. I feel like this is one of the best cartoons ever made. I feel like I could put it in the S tier. I know we got Legend of Korra on this list as well somewhere. I like Avatar a lot. I think that's a great show. I'm going to go S tier. Cows from Tipping Cows. I never really watched this show. I didn't know there was a show. But I do know this franchise somehow. So I'm just going to put don't know. Johnny Test. Johnny Test was actually a good show. I found it seems to be equal across the board. I would say it's probably close to an A tier, but I'm going to go B tier because I just didn't watch it as much as other shows compared to the others in the A tier. I liked it, but like some of the characters, like like the Bling Boy or whatever, he was probably funny, but I just remember it was just like a lesser version of some of the other shows here. So I'll go B tier. This one is some show that I watch as well. What is it called? Bessie Higginbotham. Mighty. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to go, I don't know. I just want to get the names for them. Madagascar Penguins. I feel like they're iconic. I could go. I'm going to go. I never watched their show much, but I like the movie. For protagonists, this is tough. I might just go B tier because I didn't really watch it as much. This, I really don't know. This I've seen before. Looks like Fairly Odd Parents style animation. Kung Fu Panda is pretty good. I'm going to go B tier for Kung Fu Panda. Jack Black. Legend of Korra. Solid, but I didn't watch it as much as Avatar The Last Airbender, so I'm going to go B tier to put respect on it because Legend of Korra is cool. And I got the Fortnite skin of that too to go with my Peter Griffin. But B tier. Rayman Raving Rabbits. I never watched the TV show, but I actually was obsessed with this, and the reason I got a Wii was because I wanted to play Rayman Raving Rabbits, so I'll probably go B tier. I never watched the show, so I actually don't know. Could be a bad show. I don't know what this one is, and not many do, so don't know. Dora the Explorer. I feel like she's like a classic cartoon show that you watch when you're really young, but once you grow past it, you don't watch it anymore. For that, B tier. Diego, kind of the same thing. I never really watched Diego, but I feel like he's on the same level as Dora, and even his image looks the same, so I'm going to go B tier. Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues is iconic. I used to have a sprinkler as a kid that was Blue's Clues, and the ears used to go, and it used to have like little flowers and stuff. Blue's Clues is an awesome show. I used to love Steve. This show is iconic, and I feel like I need to go A tier with this one. Pinkie Pie? Teenage Mutant? No. My Little Pony? Yeah. Didn't watch it ever, so I have to put don't know. Wow, not many people know Penny Proud from the Proud family. This show is actually really good. I used to watch the show quite a bit. I need to put some respect on it. I'm going A tier. I used to actually watch the show a lot. So same, it's Disney Channel. We're getting all the Disney ones. Kim Possible. I really like Kim Possible. Ron Stoppable, the Weasel, Naked Mole Rat. Yeah, I'm going to go S tier. That's an iconic cartoon. Next we got Lilo and Stitch. And we got Stitch, number 727 or whatever it is. Lilo and Stitch is a good show. Came from a movie, turned into a show. Disney worked their magic. I'm going to go B tier because I do like the show, but I just didn't watch as much as others. No, I feel like maybe I did. It's tough. I put Charlie Brown in B tier at the start, and I really threw this whole thing off. I'm going to go B tier. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, funny show, or funny movie. John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. I didn't watch the cartoon as much, but as much as like I've seen the movies, I guess later in life, I'll go B tier. They're pretty funny. A lot of people don't know Dave the Barbarian. I really like Dave the Barbarian. I remember McDonald's had toys of it once. It's like a blow-up sword that had a little face on it. I think Dave the Barbarian was great. I'm going to go B tier just because not a lot of people putting respect on Dave. Dog with a weird mouth. I've only seen a meme about it once. Don't know. American Dragon Jake Long, I think it is. I watched this show quite a bit. I just don't remember a lot about it. I would put it above C tier, so maybe like... I feel like I need more C tiers. I don't know. I'm going to go... I'll go B tier. Don't know that at all. Also don't know this one. Phineas and Ferb. I would say Phineas and Ferb is a good show. I'll go... I wouldn't put it A tier. Probably, if you grew up a little bit later, I would say it's probably an A tier for you, but I'm going to go B tier. Just keep it balanced. This looks like Phineas and Ferb, but I don't know. This is a show that's... This is a popular show. I just don't know it. So I'm going to have to put don't know, unfortunately. Also don't know this one. Or that one. This is Rapunzel, maybe? I see hair. Didn't watch it. Don't know. And don't know. Alright, we made it through all 100 here. So I guess S tier is Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, Cartman. Mickey Mouse, Batman, Superman, Bugs Bunny, SpongeBob, Timmy Turner, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Kim Possible. And then into the A tier, we got Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Optimus Prime, Scrooge McDuck, Fry from Futurama, Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Foster's Home for Imaginary Children, Imaginary Friends, jeez, Adventure Time, The Regular Show, Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, Jimmy Neutron, My Life as a Teenage Robot, Danny Phantom, Blue's Clues, and The Proud Family. I'm going to cut her off there because that's a mouthful. But that is the top 100 cartoon characters. I'm sure there's a ton more. I would have put Goku in the S tier. Would have put Naruto in the S tier. And I'm sure I could think of a ton more. But that's what was on this list here. We voted live alongside others. If you found this video fun, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.